So here's what happens. God, he draws a boundary, or he draws a massive target. And what God does is he draws this circle. He puts them in a garden. He says, hey, you can have anything you want inside of here. Anything you want, you can have it. Except you can't eat the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, period. He's creating a bullseye of what it looks like to actually trust and obey him. This is how Satan gets them to sin. He says, did God really say that you can't have that? And he begins to get them to question God. And that's where sin always starts. Here's what he does. He begins to erase the target God gave. He gets you to question some things. And essentially, here's what he does. He says, does God really say? He says, the enemy puts a question where God put a period. And when you don't really know what to do or the standard that God's give, here's what we end up doing. We end up just making our own target. And so now the bullseye is no longer bullseye, and the enemy's got it just slightly off. This is called self-sovereignty, by the way, where what we get to do is we get to come up with our own target, we get to come up with our own bullseye, and we get to determine what's right and wrong. So now, because we get to make up our own target, we get to say things like, hey, it's my own identity. I get to determine what that is. I get to determine how I want to live. Who are you to tell me what the target is? Who are you to call me a sinner? Who are you to say that I've ever messed up? Because now I get to make my own reality, and I start living by my own reality. And here's the thing, a lot of us, we've drawn our own idea of what truth is, and because you drew your own target, now you've got your own goals. So it'll be like, okay, well, church is a good thing, so I'm gonna put that in there. And I'm hitting the target. I'm in church today, everybody. It's my family, right? So I got my family in here. I got my job. I got money. I got all this stuff that I value. And maybe God's a part of it. And here's what happens if you're not careful. When you start creating your own target, you will get really good at hitting your own bullseye. And here's the problem. You may hit your own bullseye, but it's the bullseye of your own belief. And so some of us have gotten really good at hitting the target, but it's not God's target, it's your own.